Hi guys, it's Sophie. So today we're going to be chatting about the books I've hauled from around the world. There's only a couple this time. I do have quite a few that should be on their way, but they just haven't arrived for some reason, and I've been holding off on doing this for ages, and I just thought I'm just going to film them, and then next month I can add in any that are late in February, or if I get a chance I might do another one this month. But yes, so the first one I'm going to talk about is The Atomization by Halldor Laxness, she says. Yes. So I have actually read him before and it was a really strange experience. I did like it, but it was just kind of weird. The last one was about a preacher who lived in kind of the middle of nowhere in Iceland, and he decided the world was ending and no one else could convince him otherwise, and a bishop tried to come to convince him the world wasn't ending. So that's the one I've read of his. The Atomization is about, I think, what happened after some Americans come and offer to build a NATO base on some land in Iceland in World War II, and we follow a young girl who goes to live in, as I think, a maid inside the houses, yeah, a maid inside the Houses of Parliament. So we follow her life and we kind of talk about all the politics and the background and the things that people aren't supposed to hear. But yes, I think this should be good. I don't know if there's any other like Icelandic writers people really recommend, but he's been kind of the author that has been, I've seen around the most, at least, and because I'd already read him and was kind of intrigued to read something else, I thought this would be a good opportunity. This is one of the few books as well I've managed to buy from around the world, like in a bookshop, and I was just having a hard day and I was like, I want a book, and I knew that I'd find something of his in Waterstones, so yes, this is what we're reading for Iceland. And the next one I have is actually slightly disappointing, and not because I'm not looking forward to the book, but because I thought I was going to get one from someone from Papua New Guinea, and I couldn't get hold of one that was like a reasonable price at all, like even a vaguely reasonable price. So I've had to go for something that isn't from someone from Papua New Guinea, which is a shame. And there is one called Unfolding Petals that's on Amazon, but it is like, the last time I looked it was like £60 for one, and I just needed to get it because I've got to read it soon. So I ended up getting this one, which is Four Corners by Salak, and this is about a woman who journeys into the middle of Papua New Guinea. There's a map at the beginning which shows where she goes around the country, and it's talking about all the people that she meets on her time there. It is much more a kind of westernised view of a country, which is what I was trying to avoid. But yes, I didn't have much of a choice with this one, unfortunately. I still think I've heard really good things about it, and like when I looked up like books to read around the country, this came as one of the ones that was most highly recommended. It is actually a bit longer as well. It's 319 pages and it's quite a big, tall book. But yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be good. As I say, it's a shame I couldn't get the other one, but that's just the way it is. I've got to make some compromises, so that's one of the ones I'm going to be reading when I get to that stage. So this is my pick for Papua New Guinea. Yeah, I think the author is she American? Yeah, the author is actually American. And the next one I have is my pick for Fiji, and I know like nothing about Fiji. This is Kava in the Blood by Thompson. This was really highly acclaimed, like it's got lots of people saying lots of really nice things about it, but I know basically nothing about what it's talking about. It's talking about a coup that occurred in Fiji. I didn't even know there was a coup, so this is one I think that is going to be a lot of learning for me. It is non-fiction, but apparently it's easy to understand and engaging, and yeah, I'm hoping to learn quite a lot from this one, and I think like, whilst I thought I hate the cover, I hate how it looks, it's actually quite like a satisfying book. Like I can't quite get it. Like it's kind of rubberized, and it's really like fluffy and soft, and I don't know, it's grown on me since I took it out of the pack actually. But yeah, I hope that I like this one, and I hope that it teaches me something. I'm a bit nervous for this one as it's going to be one of my first non-fictions about somewhere I really don't know. That is kind of hard to like get a sense of, because it's obviously not a UK writer, so the kind of topics aren't things that I've already read. I've never read this author before, I've never read about this place before, and yeah, so I'm a bit nervous just because I don't really know what to expect, but I'm really hoping that I enjoy it and that I learn lots. And the next one I have is a very battered edition of The Crossing by Lewis Cardoso, and this was published by Granta a while ago. I don't think this is in print anymore. It is memoir / biography, but this was a very expensive second-hand copy of this book. This is my pick for East Timor, and this is a coming-of-age story and kind of an explanation of the transition that the country's going through this one individual's like memoir of his time growing up in East Timor. So I believe there was an occupation. See, this is bad because now we're getting to the part of the world where I know like nothing. Yeah, there was a Portuguese colonial occupation, and then the Indonesian military took over East Timor. So I guess it's really going to be about this country kind of finding itself. I'm looking forward to this one, and I paid out the nose for this, which is partly why I couldn't pay tons for the Papua New Guinea one, because I think this is a really valuable way of telling a story of a country through someone who's kind of lived through some changes, and it is kind of short and sweet. And Granta have, you know, they're one of my favourite publishing houses. They never really disappoint me with their choices, so yes, I'm really hopeful for this one. If I do enjoy it, go and have a look, or if you just want to buy it yourself now, but go and have a look for it sort of sooner rather than later, because there aren't that many copies of it floating around that I've seen, and I had to just buy this one like when it came off at a reasonable price, so just be aware of that unless maybe it's been republished and I don't know, this one's quite hard to find. And the last one I have is my pick for New Zealand, which I don't think I've spoken about already, but forgive me if I have. So I said it's going to be a really short video. I'm just expecting lots, and because they're from all far-flung places of the world, they're taking a minute or two to get to me. But the one I have for New Zealand is Deleted Scenes for Lovers by Tracey Slaughter, and I am really looking forward to this. This is a collection of short stories, kind of dark, sexy short stories. Fab, I'm in. And I'm actually going to read you just the beginning of the first short story, because I looked it up when I was choosing what to pick from New Zealand, and yeah, I was just immediately sold, so see whether or not you guys think the same. So this is the first section of Note Left on a Window. I had sex with a hitchhiker down on the beach because I couldn't bear to take him into the caravan. By that stage I knew he wasn't the dangerous type, but I also knew a part of me had hoped he was. He was just dirty in that arsey way. I'd pulled up expecting something criminal, but I got a thinker, equally unclean but without any cruel streak. I should have guessed from the image of Che Guevara on his op shop t-shirt, the sideways visionary stare uncrowded by the grease. I might have wanted to take someone derelict, someone mean to the caravan, a guy who'd fill its room with smoke and the mechanical racket of a sudden hard fuck, someone prone to smashing things up the way it deserved, the caravan did. But I wouldn't have stood for any kind of gentleness there, or any kind of thought. Like, I'm immediately intrigued. Who is this woman? Who is this man? Who was she expecting? Why does she want to bring dangerous men into her caravan? Why is she living in a caravan? So yes, I think that these are going to be dark and twisty and turny and yeah, a little bit fucked up, and you guys know that's like my genre. So yes, that is the last one that I have for the Tay's haul. I have a number of books that are on the way, but they're just taking their sweet time, so you're gonna have to bear with me while they get here. The books I'm on at the moment, all the like Oceania ones, are really hard to find and really expensive. And it's been harder work trying to track them down than I thought, and I'm paying more than I thought I was going to, because quite a lot of them are like £30 and then like a tenner for shipping. So just bear with me. I've not been able to haul as much because like those last 5 books were like £60 on their own. So yeah, just bear with me. It's expensive at the minute, but I am going to collect them. I am keeping going with it. I'm just having to be careful about what I choose and trying to pick things at the right time. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed this haul. There will be more coming soon, as always. There'll be more coming a little bit quicker once I get through Oceania and get like properly into Asia and the Middle East, because I've got lots I want to buy from there that are much cheaper, so we'll have more in one go. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll chat to you guys again soon. Bye!